Good morning, boys and girls. We are here to start off with learning about compare problems. But before we can really learn about compare problems, we have to really understand what it is to compare. And so I have here a number rack for you that I want you to look at. And what we're going to do is our goal is to compare or find the difference between two different numbers of beads on the racks. So we're going to slide over 7 beads on top and 5 beads on the bottom. And I want you to just kind of look and see what you notice about them. I noticed that the top row is longer than the bottom row. I also noticed that all of the red is shoved over this way and that the bottom is shorter than the top. Now I also notice since we talked about all the red being shoved over, that if I take my pencil here and I go all the way over and I stop at the bottom of the beads, I notice that 7 and 5 both have 5 red beads in common. Did you notice that? And that what's left over here is some extra. This extra is the more than, guys. This 7 is more than 5. And what that means is 7 and 5 both have 5 in common, but 7 has 2 extra. So we would say that 7 is 2 more than 5. Now, we can also say, because 5 is less than 7, we could say that 5 is 2 less than 7 because it is missing that extra. If it had the 2 out here, then they would both have 7 in common, right? Let's try another one. This time we're going to compare 10 and 5. I want to keep that bottom 5 for now. Think about what you notice about the beads on the rack. Well, I noticed that 10 is more than 5. And 5 is obviously less than 10. So let's compare them. How many more is 10 than 5? Well, I'm going to find out what they have in common. They both go to the end of the red beads, which means 10 has 5. 5 and 10 both have 5. But 10 has 5 extra, or 5 more than 5. 10 is 5 more than 5. Okay, let's try another one. We're going to do 8, and I'm going to keep that 5 for now. I noticed that 8 is more than 5, and 5 is fewer than 8. And when I compare them, I'm going to find what they have in common. This is where they stop being the same, so I'm going to put my pencil here. And I noticed that 8 has 3 more than 5. So we would say that 8 is 3 more than 5. We could also say that 5 is 3 fewer than 8. All right, I'm going to try to trick it up a little bit. I'm going to do 7 on top. And this time I'm going to do 4 on the bottom. Now, I'm thinking about what I notice, of course. I notice that 7 is more than 4, and 4 is fewer than 7. I'm going to go to the end of what they have in common. I noticed that I put my pen in a different place. Why can't I put my pen here? Good thinking. I can't put my pen here because 4 doesn't have 5. I have to go to the end of what they have in common. And 7 and 4 only have 4 in common. Do you see that? It's just that 7 has 3 extra, or 3 more. So we would say that 7 is 3 more than 4. Nicely done, boys and girls. Okay, let's do 9 on top and 4 on bottom. So I made that top number a little bit bigger. Right, so 9 is more than 4. How many more? Well, let's see what they have in common. They both have 4 in common, but 9 has 5 more than 4 because there are 5 extras out to the side. Let's practice one more of those, and then we're going to move on. So we're going to have 6 on top and 2 on the bottom. 6 is more than 2. How many more? Let's see what they have in common. 6 and 2 both have 2 in common, but 6 has 4 extra. So 6 is 4 more than 2. We can also say that 2 is 4 fewer than 6. Nicely done. Nicely done. Now I want to give you a minute to look at a new organizer that we have today. Guys, let's review a little bit. So we've talked about change problems, and we had a progress monitor earlier this week, and I put both the change and the part whole organizer, and you guys were supposed to pick what kind of story it was, and I don't think there was one soul that chose part whole for our story and crossed off the change problem, which means we're probably not ready for that yet, but I will need you to know that's coming. Compare problems is the last kind of problem, and after that, guys, we're going to start mixing them up, and we're going to have to really start recognizing those problem types. Today is a new organizer. This is our compare organizer, and I want you to notice that it kind of looks like part whole. I mean, if you're looking, this looks like the whole and these look like the parts, but notice how they're labeled differently. This big amount is labeled large amount, and this smaller gray bar is labeled smaller amount. So neither of them is the whole or the part, but rather large amount, small amount. Kind of like what we did here with our beads. We had a large amount, we had a small amount, and this is what they have in common, right? We found what they had in common, and this difference here, this is that extra that we're finding. And so this organizer is going to really help us think about our compare problems. Let's do a few. I'm going to write some information down, and we'll just go for it. We're going to solve some story problems involving snacks today, and we've kind of stuck with snacks and pets and things like that, but it works. And again, our numbers are still going to be smaller because I'm not really ready yet to get you into some bigger numbers. I want to introduce this last compare pattern to you, and I want us to get really good at it. And then after we've done all 3 problem types, then we will move into some larger numbers. And if we don't get into that before the end of the year, then we will just pick right back up here in the fall. So let's do it. It says Amy has 8 granola bites for snack. So I want you to picture Amy. I want you to look down at the table and notice that she's got quite a few granola bites. Tyrell has 6 granola bites. So I want you to notice a little boy sitting next to her, and he's got some, but he doesn't have as many as she does. And so the question is, how many more granola bites does Amy have than Tyrell? Does she have more? Yes, 8 is more. So we've got, I'm going to do A for Amy and T for Tyrell, and I'm just going to do 8 for Amy and 6 for Tyrell. That way we can kind of keep it in our head. So which amount is larger? Well, 8 is larger than 6. And so we're looking for the difference. Boys and girls, the difference in math is always subtract. Anytime you are looking for the difference, it is always subtract. And so we're going to start with the 8, the large amount, and we are going to subtract the 6 using our touch points. So I've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. There are 2 extra when we build the 8 and the 6. Let's just bottle here. So we've got 8 and we've got 6. They both have 6 in common, right? This small amount is 6. Oh, and look there, 2 extra, which is what we solved for. Nice job, guys. Okay, let's practice another one. That wasn't so bad, was it? That's just because you guys are absolutely amazing. Okay, let's try another one. So there are some scouts and they got to choose a very special snack. 9 scouts picked blueberry bagels. So I'm gonna put B for blueberry. And I'm gonna pick 9. And 4 scouts picked raisin bagels. So I'm gonna put R and I'm gonna put 4. And I wanna know how many more scouts picked blueberry bagels than raisin bagels. Did more pick blueberry? Yes, they did. So 9 is this larger amount and 4 is the smaller amount, and which means we are looking for the difference, right? We're comparing. What do they have in common? Well, they both have 4 in common. And we are looking for that extra. So we are going to subtract large amount minus small amount, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And the difference is 5. Let's double check. So we've got 9 up here, 4 down here. They both have 4 in common. Oh, look here, boys and girls, 4, 5 extra. Way to go. Very good, very good. All right, let's continue. Mr. Smith put 10 bananas. I'm gonna put 10B for bananas and 6 oranges on his table for snack. How many more bananas did he put than oranges? Did he put more bananas than oranges? Yes, he did. And so 10 is the large amount. I want to know how many more there are. He didn't get more. It's just that there are more, and I'm comparing them. And 6 oranges, and I'm looking for the difference, which means subtract. So large amount minus small amount. And let's subtract. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Now let's check this with our number rack. So we've got 10 on top, 6 on the bottom. They both have 6 in common, because that's the, right? Oh, look here, 4 extra. 10 is 4 more than 6, isn't it? You guys are really just knocking this out of the park. Hopefully you're not feeling nervous at all about compare problems. Okay, let's do a few more. We have time. Alexis has 9 small boxes of raisins. So I'm gonna put A for Alexis and I'm gonna put 9. So she's got 9 small boxes of raisins. Jacob is a little boy and he has 3 small boxes of raisins for his snack. How many more boxes of raisins does Alexa have than Jacob? Does she have more? Yep, 9 is more. So 9 is the large amount, 3 is the small amount, and we are looking for the difference, which in math means subtract. Large amount minus small amount, 9, 8, 7, 6. All right, let's check. So if I've got 9 and 3, they both have 3 in common, and I've got 4, 5, 6 more on top. So 9 is 6 more than 3. Excellent job, guys. Okay, let's do one more and then we will wrap up for today. Sean is eating fish crackers for snack. He has 8 red fish crackers, so I'm gonna put R for red fish, and I'm gonna put 8. And he has 4 yellow fish crackers. How many more red fish crackers does he have? Does he have more? Yes, 8 is more than 4. So 8 is the large amount, 4 is the small amount, and we are looking for the difference, which means subtract. So 8 subtract 4, large amount minus small amount. Let's do this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. let's double check our work. Let's double check it. So I've got 8 on top, 4 on the bottom, and I want to find out what they've got in common. They have 4 in common. Oh, look here, boys and girls, there is 4 extra. 8 is 4 more than 4. Boys and girls, I hope that this is helpful in making sense of compare problems. I know that boys and girls often hear more in a story and they think, well, there's more, we must have to add. But we always have to think about the story and what's going on. And hopefully you can see the difference between this kind of problem and the other 2 types. When we are done introducing these, we will talk about some trickier compare problems, and then we will get to the task of mixing the problem types together and practice identifying and solving. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.